Hi everyone, welcome to what might be the final vlog of the year. I'm recording this on the 28th, it will go out on the 28th, but we might sneak another one in. I promised you a video about my new car earlier this week and I just haven't had a chance to record it, so I apologise profusely for that. Maybe I will get it out in and around New Year before next week's vlog. This week, however, this video is a relatively short one. As we're coming to the end of the year, I thought this was a nice time to just do a little bit of a roundup. So we will do that, as you've probably guessed from the title by now, because, I mean, you must have read the title in order to open this. I just thought it would be worth doing a quick little top 5 memories, moments from 2023, and maybe I'll sneak in a thing that I'm most looking forward to in 2024 at the end. So that is the topic of this video, so it will be a relatively short one because I'll try not to waffle too much, which I'm usually guilty of. And then the next video will be about the car, and then the next video after that will probably be a little bit of a more proper look ahead, I think, to 2024, because there is lots to be excited about. So I think we should stop the waffling and get right into it. So at number 5, I always do that, don't I? When I do counts, I did one about EA Sports, and I've done one before. Number 5, I like putting the hand up for some reason. Number 5 might seem a little bit of an odd one, but it is the announcement of Rally 5 kit. You might wonder why that's important, and I mean, in a way, it's not that important, is it? It's the bottom rung of the FIA ladder. Not particularly quick cars in the grand scheme of things, but I think why I chose it is just because it marks for me a step, a very small step towards the FIA recognising that they don't actually need, and perhaps shouldn't even, rely 100% on manufacturers. You know, it is possible to go your own way, to have local homologation, and that can work at national, regional level, or in the WRC. So I hope that it is the beginning of something much, much bigger, and that we see the Rally 5 kit kind of format applied. Sorry, I keep looking at my laptop in case the screensaver comes on. That is applied to Rally 4 as well, and potentially Rally 3, and potentially even Rally 2. That might be wishful thinking, but there we are. That's why it made the list. So let's get on to number 4. Number 4. It was tough choosing these, Number 4 for me, quite a personal one, and that was going to Bahrain Rally Zlin. First time I've been to an event for a long time, obviously with moving to Saudi Arabia. Not many rallies here. It was so nice to be back at a rally. Absolutely loved it. First time at Bahrain Rally, first time in the Czech Republic. Prague was amazing, rally was amazing. I just love European rallies. The historic rally was brilliant. European rallying is so good. So good. Prague was amazing, as I said. Really great city to visit. Nice. It just reminded me of why I love the sport in many ways. It was a proper kind of trip with my friends for a long weekend over there, seeing the rally, being in and around the cars in the service area, getting to see some sights and scenery, and as well as going to Prague, which is obviously like a touristy bit of the Czech Republic. Going to Zlin, where the rally was based, is totally out of that. I think one of the things that I love about going to rallies, especially unfamiliar rallies, is that you get to see parts of a country or a region, even of the UK maybe, that you would never have seen otherwise. Why would you go to this weird little town? Not weird, but you know what I mean, this little random town that isn't particularly known for tourism. So I love that. Yeah, just great to be back out. Hopefully I'll get to do some more next year, quite early into next year actually, but we'll talk about that more in another video. So yeah, that's number 4, going to Bahrain Rally, seeing the ERC, seeing Prague, seeing lots of nice rally cars in nice weather, with nice beer and all those other good things. So let us move on to number 3. So number 3 it's another regulation one. It feels a little bit like number 5 in that maybe it will come to nothing. But do you know what? In the last few weeks, there's been lots of rumbling, hasn't there, about various changes that are potentially coming in the future direction, and what we're going to do. Is Rally 1 going to stay? Are we going to go to Rally 2? And for the last couple of weeks, I've been pleased to see a kind of almost a united front. Not from the FIA, they're just being completely mad and doing weird things as always, but there is that it feels like there's a bit of momentum amongst the rally community now, from fans all the way up to the most high profile people in the rally media are saying this isn't working. And I even go as far as to say drivers. I know not all drivers are saying we should go to Rally 2, and some do think Rally 1 could work, but I just love this feeling, this kind of groundswell of, do you know what, this isn't working. Rally 1 isn't working. The events aren't working as they are. We need to change things. We need to actually do something. And particularly when it comes to Rally 1, I think, the lack of manufacturers, it's nice to see not just fans, not just people like me who rabbit on YouTube, but people like Colin Clark, George Donaldson, David Evans, the guys that I do Pondy's Tash with, so many, Gerard Quinn, who used to work at Ford, is quite prominent on Twitter. Lots and lots of people saying we need to fix this. So yeah, it might seem a strange one, and I've talked about it for too long, but it's so nice seeing this kind of united front amongst the rally community, even if the FIA don't listen, saying we have to bloody well fix this. And Rally 1 isn't working. The sport right now isn't working. So it's so nice to see that. I really hope that, like I said, that groundswell of feeling actually has some influence on people like David Richards and Robert Reed and the FIA president, and I hope it results in something good. Who knows if it will, but here's hoping, hey. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get to number 2. So number 2, I'm loathed in a way to mention this in a top 5, because in many ways it's a tragedy, but I want to try and put a positive spin on it. 2023 has been awful. We have lost so many people from the rallying family. Obviously Ken Block at the very beginning of the year, and there's been fatalities in Ireland, and it's been and the US. It's been a very, very difficult year. But the biggest one of all for the WRC community was Craig Breen. And I thought long and hard about including it in this top 5 because, like I say, it feels wrong, doesn't it, say top 5, because it was awful. But as I said, I want to take something positive from it, and for me, one of my fondest memories of this year's was Rally Sweden. I think to see Craig back at his best, he was back in that Hyundai after an awful season last year in 2022 in the Puma. People had such high hopes for Craig for last season, and it just didn't work out. It just, with the team, the car, it just didn't quite gel. I don't think it was anyone's fault, it just didn't quite work, did it? But just to see him back so happy, so on it, and it was classic Breen, wasn't it? It was the guy we love, the personality, the emotion, the smile, just he was loving it, and he was fast, and he was absolutely back where he should be. And it makes it all the more tragic, doesn't it, that just a few weeks later, that horrendous crash in testing for Croatia, and and he was gone. And to put it, like I said, in a top 5 feels weird when you think of it from that way, but I just can't not look back on those moments in Sweden and think, God, it was perfect, wasn't it? Obviously if he'd won it would have been even more perfect, but it was perfect to see Craig back where we all wanted him to be, and to see that happiness and the joy. He was just the rally man's rally driver, wasn't he? And I was so pleased at what happened in Sweden, and to see him on the right track. And I think there was a really great chance that we would have seen a win from Craig this year. It is an absolute tragedy that we lost him, but what a moment that was to see him back on the podium and back in the groove. So we miss you, Craig, so much, and just thank you for giving us that again. It won't replace what we've lost, but what a going away present to see him back on form. Absolutely amazing. So there it is. Like I said, a difficult one, but I just had to include it because I think it was such a big moment for me this year. And that takes us on to number 1, doesn't it? To the final of my top 5 moments for the year. Number 1. This is one that I also had to think about, but if you're not in the UK, perhaps you won't understand it, but I think and some people that will have been following me for a while might not understand it because I moan a lot about historic rallying. But I think the biggest moment, my biggest memory, and I think high for this year was the RAC rally. That might seem strange because, as I said, I don't like historic rallies generally. I'm not going to say I don't dislike the Escort, but obviously if you know me at all, you will know that I kind of get a bit tired of it, and it just, certainly in the UK and in Ireland, there's just this obsession with this one car and they're everywhere, and obviously the RAC is an Escort event, isn't it, because it's celebrating Roger Clark, so I give it a bit of a pass, because if any event is going to be full of Escorts, it's going to be that one. Obviously it would be nice if there was more cars, but I don't want to talk about that. What I want to talk about is what an amazing event it is. I think in the UK we've had a difficult few years with losing Rally GB. I know next year we've got Ceredigion in the European Championship, which is a huge step, and there is talk of the WRC going to Ireland, which I know isn't the UK, but it's kind of close. At least it gives us a WRC rank close to home. But I think the RAC for me was a high point for British rallying this year. It is such a unique event, isn't it? For me, it is our rally legend. It is our rifle rally festival. It's a proper competitive event in the way that they aren't quite the same thing. But it's such a marathon, isn't it? 5-day rally, proper old style rally and just everything about it this year was sensational. I talked in a video a few weeks ago about the media coverage, which I think was my best ever vlog, and that in itself was brilliant. Just the way that Special Stage, Paul Woodford, that entire team did the coverage and brought back the magic of old style rally coverage and highlights, which has been missing from the sport at WRC level in the modern era. So that was fantastic. The event itself was fantastic. The names on the entry list, we had Oliver Solberg, obviously Chris Meek, Marty McCormack obviously went on to win it, Chris Harris off of the telly. It was just such an incredible entry and so much drama. Obviously there's loads of Escorts, but still amazing cars, Porsches, the Stratos, Chris Ingram in the TR7. It was just, what an event. What an advert for British rallying and for just rallying in general. I think a lot of people have said that event should be every year. I don't think it should. I think the fact that it's every 2 years makes it more special, and just an incredible event, and a huge well done to everyone involved in it, and long may it continue. I think in an era where we don't have a Rally GB, to have an event of that stature and get that much interest from all over the world and from international crews, absolutely amazing. So proud of everyone involved in that. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So that was number one. That's two, isn't it? That's one. I need to get better at the number thing. So that's my top 5 moments / memories of this year. It's definitely been an up and down season with some amazing highs, some awful, genuinely terrible lows. But that takes us into 2024, doesn't it? And there's a lot to look forward to. So I'll give you, let's call it zero look. We'll call it zero with a little look ahead to something for next year. Just a sneaky thing to finish off, I'll be very quick. What am I looking forward to the most in 2024? Oh my God, that's really difficult. I think, just the top level of the WRC, even though I hate Rally 1, is going to be fascinating with Calais only doing a partial season. Who's going to be the champion is a massive question. Is Elfyn Evans finally going to do it? Is Thierry Neuville finally going to do it? Is Tanak going to do it? Now he's back with Hyundai. God, there's so much there, but that isn't it. I think for me, it's kind of a dual one, but it's a nice segue. I'm going to say the Toyota Yaris Rally 2 is the thing that I'm most looking forward to. There are 4 of them at Monte Carlo. Brian Bouffier, Sami Payari, I'm trying to remember all of the names, Pierre-Louis Loubet, who has left M Sport, which is fascinating, and who's number 4? I've forgotten who number 4 is. It'll come to me in a minute. I've forgotten who number 4. There's 4 anyway. Stefan Lefebvre, there you go, it came to me. So I think that's fascinating. Another new car in that category, which is brilliant. New engine configuration with a 1.6 litre 3-cylinder. I think it's actually the best looking Rally 2 car now, not that that matters. And I would say it's a fairly safe bet that it will be the fastest. So that, I think, is my thing that I'm looking forward to the most, but it kind of segues into an additional thing to that. So I'm cheating with two favourite things, and that is Rally 2, WRC 2, but just Rally 2 generally. I think WRC 2 next year is going to be absolutely incredible. Obviously, we've got Toyotas, we've got Top Sport will no doubt be back with Skodas, obviously Oliver Solberg in one of those. We don't know who else necessarily. We'll have the Fiesta running, which is now a competitive car again. Citroën have got 2, maybe even 3 drivers in their kind of semi-works team. What a season. Please, just going to finish this by saying it again. Just as I said last week, let's ditch Rally 1. It's crap. No one cares. Put all those top guys in Rally 2 cars and just think what kind of championship you'd have, how competitive it would be. I cannot wait for Rally 2 next season. I think it's going to be amazing. So that is my memory. It ended up, my memory, it's not a memory, is it? The thing that I'm looking forward to the most next year is Rally 2, but particularly the Yaris. So we're going to stop there because I wanted to keep this one relatively short. It's gone on a little bit longer than I expected, and they always do because I say that in every video. So we'll leave it there. I hope if you're watching this that you had an enjoyable Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate, if you celebrate one, and I also hope that you have a very happy new year, and I will see you again in the next episode. Do make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, follow me on all the other socials which you link down below, and thanks again. Just one very final thing, thanks for watching this year. I am very, very grateful for the support that I have and for all of you that comment and engage. I know I'm not famous, I'm not a Kardashian, thank God, but I do very much appreciate your support, and hopefully in 2024 we can keep that going, keep building, and there'll be lots more interesting content, including that car video that I promised you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.